Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. It is the first for the Redmen TV. It is a dual starting 11 prediction show. Because it's a dual starting 11 prediction show, there's two of us, so I'm joined by Jack Gill for this one. It runs the Redmen Academy account. If you're not onto that YouTube channel, we'll put a link in the description and you can click something at the end of the video to go and get onto that. Because it is basically the academy players, I'm going to ask you to do the starting 11 prediction for this one. So you're going to start off with the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's got to be Quaveen Kelleher. Obviously, we saw him, he was brilliant against MK Dons when he got a clean sheet. I thought he could have done a bit better against Arsenal, but, you know, the lad's young, he's improving, and we've seen good things so far, so I think we have to go with him, really.
Okay. Then at left back we've got Larouci. So we're going to throw him in at left back. I think Liverpool fans, whether you follow the academy or not, will know Larouci.
Yeah, he's a good player. The only problem is he's a doubt for tomorrow. He's struggling with a little injury that he picked up earlier in the season. If he doesn't play, maybe Billy Cometio could play left back. He's a centre back though, so I don't really expect that. Tony Gallagher would probably be my preferred player that steps in if he's not available.
Okay. Centre back partnership, two lads that we do know.
Yeah, Vandenberg's not really impressed me this season.
Why?
He's been quite poor, to be honest with you. There's been some games where you think, that's why we bought him, that's why we paid money for him. But a lot of the time he gives silly penalties away, silly fouls away. He misjudges things. He's not really impressed me. It's going to be interesting to watch him tomorrow, and I think he'll need to impress tomorrow, to be honest.
Okay.
Quaver, just come back from the Under-17 World Cup. Really excited to see him. I think he's going to be a boss centre-back in the future. But it's whether he's had enough game time in recent weeks for a big game like tomorrow.
So right back, you've picked Boys.
Yeah, he's usually a centre-back by trade, but it's the same problem, isn't it, with the full-backs for tomorrow. We're very low on them, and obviously with Neco Williams going to Qatar, it leaves us short at right back. So
okay. You've gone for a 4-3-3 formation, and a lad we know, he's been at the club a long time now in Carabao. He's going to be at the base of that 4-3-3.
Yeah, it's interesting, Carabao. Obviously, he seems like he's been at Liverpool for absolutely ages, but he's not, and he'll slot in there. He'll be one of the leaders tomorrow, really, and he'll play in the six.
Is he still that metronome for the undersize we all thought he was going to be for a Rodgers side?
Yeah, it's weird. He plays in the six, but I don't expect him to be at Liverpool for too much longer. I think he's probably playing tomorrow for his career elsewhere, really.
Wow, okay. Then we've got Christy Davies and Herbie Kane, is that one?
Herbie Kane, another player I expect to be a leader tomorrow. If this is a game that we go on to win, I think he'll be a key figurehead for the game. He's a very good central midfielder. We saw him do well on loan at Doncaster last season. Chrissy Davis as well. He was expected big things of him when we got him on a free from Chelsea. He's not really lived up to that yet, and this is his opportunity to shine, really.
Okay. We've got Longstaff over on the left and Elliott on the right.
Yeah, Louis Longstaff, very diverse, can play anywhere across the front three, really. Harvey Elliott as well. I think everyone's looking at him tomorrow to be the real star that shines. I expect him to have a very, very good performance, and if we go on to win the game, I expect Harvey Elliott to be a massive factor in that.
And then one lad up front. Is he going to be fit to start, Bruce?
This is the thing. He's a doubt, but from Critchley's press conference earlier, he seemed optimistic. He's not played since the 10th of November, though, so it's whether he starts. Leighton Stewart, if not, I expect him to lead the line. He's a very, very good striker. Saw him, he played against Chelsea yesterday. He picked up a little knock at half-time, so he was, in the first half, so he was withdrawn at half-time, but I think that was probably with this game in mind.
Okay, if you were to look at that and you say, right, okay, I'm going to get 10 out of the 11, right, which one will be the one that you get wrong?
Probably Brewster. I think he's very much 50-50 for tomorrow.
And who did you say would come in?
Stewart. He's up front.
Okay. So Brewster 50-50, Stewart there. Okay, well, we'll leave Brewster over the top for now. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section on this one. We're going to now get these off the board. Can you start collecting them up for us?
Yeah.
I'll get the Liverpool players for the Monterrey game. It's the semi-final of the Club World Cup. And as such, Liverpool have sent their first team over to Doha. We've sent our second team. We've done this completely wrong. It's Tom and Ross who have gone over there right now. Sai is going to be joining them. So there is going to be one member of the first team with Tom and Ross, of course, but me and Paul will be in Villa Park, which is going to be fantastic, I'm sure. Now, the lads that I've picked this side, and we'll talk about it because there's loads of things that people could change on this. So let me just go through the side first and foremost. I've gone Alisson, but I'm not sure. I'll be honest, I think Adrian might deserve a start. Why not? I've gone Andy Robertson. I've gone Virgil van Dijk, but there's a doubt over Virgil van Dijk because he's not training at the moment. Joe Gomez and Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm going to stick with the 4-2-3-1, and as such, I'm going to go Jimmy Milner and Naby Keita. I'm going to play Lallana, controversially, in the 10. And then I'm going to go with Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Xherdan Shaqiri, and Lord Divock Origi up top. Now, there's a side that I think has got a little bit of balance to it. Now, we're going up against Monterrey. Obviously, they won was it the CONCACAF, was it? Then the Mexican champions. They're not doing so well in the league now. I think they're about 8th in the league, something like that. So I do feel like this, for me, this one, Jack, I'd love to get your opinion on this, is not quite the first team. The first team, hopefully, if you get through, they play in the final because it's still not that long since we played Saturday. Plus, you got all the travel to get over there. So I've gone for a bit of a mix mash of a side. What would you do?
It's a chance to rest players, really, isn't it? Like you say, I mean, thinking of Firmino, he looks like he desperately needs a rest at the minute, and this is a good opportunity to rest players like him. One thing I do want to bear in mind is obviously players like Curtis Jones and Neco Williams. They've been denied what would have been a definite start against Aston Villa, and it's whether Klopp throws them into here. We know, obviously, in midfield we're quite short at the minute, so it's whether Curtis Jones goes in there. We've mentioned that Van Dijk's not trained today, so it's whether Neco Williams goes along the back four. Maybe Trent tried at centre-back. We don't know. It's one of them free-hit games, really.
I mean, one of the things that you could do quite simply, I mean, obviously Jones can play in the middle of the park, but maybe you could do something like that where you get Jones in over on that left-hand side. Excuse me, apologies, everybody. So you get Jones in over on that left-hand side there. Chamberlain could then slot into the 10, of course. But the centre-back thing's really difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Matip, we know Lovren are both going to miss the game. So who do you put in for that one then? It's either drop a midfielder, move Trent across. I just feel like he's going to have to play these two guys in both games.
And that might be why Van Dijk's missed training today. It might be management. I don't for 1 minute think he's injured. I remember Klopp saying before Watford that he's got to manage the players. He's got to ask them when they want to train, what they want to train, to make sure they're fit and wrap them in cotton wool, really. And that might be why Van Dijk's missed sort of training, to sort of keep him fresh and ready for tomorrow.
And obviously, the other players that people will want to talk about, I'm sure we'll get to the comments very shortly. Actually, it's going to be the likes of Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane there. I mean, those three players, I personally like to give them a little bit of time off. I think Shaqiri, Origi and Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain all deserve starts for their own performances over the last few weeks and stuff. So I'm just going to go back to how I had it. I think it was along those lines there, wasn't it? Something like that. And then maybe we'll get some comments now then, please, Si.
Yep. So, excellent finish, Mo Salah. I'll talk about the Villa game first. Excellent finish, Mo Salah says, stick 10 kids at centre-back and hope they're decent at pens.
Okay, so.
And Zainal Muller says, yeah, we've lost this, lads. And Stephen Priest says, we will go out tomorrow night. I'd be astonished if we win.
Go on.
You know,
Are we going to win?
Sounds weird. I wouldn't be surprised. I genuinely wouldn't.
I would be.
It's like everything's against us, but we've seen this Liverpool side from top to bottom defy belief on numerous occasions, and it really wouldn't surprise me if these young lads go out tomorrow with loads of fire, loads of hunger, and go out and beat a struggling Aston Villa side who, yes, they'll be desperate and they'll want to avoid humiliation, so I think they'll put out a strong side. But you know what, I genuinely wouldn't put it past the young lads. You know, everyone said before Arsenal would look very daft if they lost, and they were the firm favourites when you looked at the two sides. But look what we did, and it wouldn't. I'm not favouring them, but it wouldn't shock me.
Okay, that's fair enough. Like, let's get some on the Monterrey game then. What does people think then, Si?
So we've got one. Baslow says I put Adrian in as goalkeeper for this round, at least protect Alisson, and we should be good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Adrian there. Obviously, his heroics in the Super Cup final and stuff like that. And we saw what he did when he stepped in for Alisson last week as well, or the week before, I should say. Maybe it's time that he does deserve one of those games, but with so many changes, I'm reticent to go for. Again, I've gone for the side that I think Klopp will put in. I don't know what side I'd put in, to be honest with you. It probably wouldn't be too dissimilar. Maybe I would just have Adrian as the goalkeeper in my side. Whether Klopp will or not, we'll obviously find out on Wednesday. Is anyone else having a bit of a struggle with the missus as well, by the way? Organising 2 nights out during the week. My missus is not a football fan, which is fantastic. And when I told her that Liverpool were playing Tuesday and Wednesday, she thought I was having an affair, basically. She's like, what the fuck? How's this happening? And I'm like, it genuinely is, babe. game, honestly. I'm really sorry. I'm just going to have to go out again to watch the footy, so I'm dead sorry about that one. Go on, another one, mate.
Stephen Priest says, I don't know why we didn't just keep Origi, Jones and Lallana for the Villa game. Agree?
I understand. I think it's because he's going to play a side where he can rotate it, so he can give his players a bit of a break during this really, really busy period. Because essentially they're getting 2 games off. Because obviously they would have normally had to play this Villa game at some other point, and you've got the semi-final where they can maybe have most of it off. Apart from the back 4, obviously, I don't see any of these lads that I've picked starting in the final.
This is the thing. This is what makes me think Curtis Jones will start, because obviously you have the likes of Sepp van den Berg, Quaver, that are flying out after the game to join them. It's just the players that are already there are the ones that, if they're going to be named in the starting lineup or the squad for this game, then that's why they can't play against Villa. So that's why it wouldn't shock me if Curtis Jones and Neco Williams are in, and that's why Klopp has had to
absolutely
had to put them in the squad.
It's an outstanding point, because I think the squad was obviously named before Wijnaldum got injured, so you could look at it now and go, well, maybe Jones can play with one of the midfield spots because it was like slightly short, but the squad was named beforehand. But with the Gini Wijnaldum thing going on, with Virgil van Dijk and stuff like that, it's obviously good that Neco Williams is around, that he can at least play right back. Maybe he can shift someone else around. I mean, the lad who normally drops into centre half, Fabinho, Wijnaldum's obviously done it. They're both injured, so that's out the game. Are you playing James Milner, Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson? Jordan Henderson probably might get him out, if something mad happened. I don't think we'd like to see it. One more for us, Si.
So Zainul Muller says, I love this side, but when are the fullbacks getting a full game's rest?
No idea, mate. I don't think anybody knows. That's down to Williams, isn't it? I mean, Jimmy Milner, obviously, he did start at left-back, and because of the injury to Wijnaldum, Robertson did have to come in. It is a bit of a concern at the moment for us. I mean, is there anyone in that underside? Larouci, is he good enough? Obviously, Lewis, is he injured at the moment?
It's just both injuries at the moment, and I think that's why they're nowhere near. I think Milner is obviously a good understudy. At left back, it seems like he can play absolutely anywhere. I wouldn't be surprised to put Milner in goal if we're short at some point. But yeah, I think they
and
are
Trent
good
was Gomez, let's not forget. Gomez was going to come in for Trent, wasn't he? So but because of the centre-back shortages, we've obviously left ourselves short. Plus the fact that Nathaniel Klein's injured probably adds to that.
Williams is good enough though. We saw against Arsenal how good he can be, and he plays in a similar style to Trent. And I think if Williams does play this game, I wouldn't put it past him to have a very good game again, because he's a fantastic player.
What about Hoover? Last final little talk on point. Obviously, I think long term he's probably going to be a centre half. Is that fair? But in his appearances in the first team, he's looked really good on that right hand side.
It's interesting as well, because Holland like to play him on the right as well. So it's what happens long term with that as well. But it is an interesting point. Personally, I prefer him at centre back. I think he's very, very good. He reminds me of a mix between Van Dijk and Matip in one, in terms of the style that he plays. He's very good at the ball with his feet. He's very strong. He likes to roam forwards, put his head up. He can put a perfect pass forwards. And I think he's a very, very good player. And I mean, these minutes in games like Carabao Cup quarter-final will be important for him for the future.
There you go. Let us know your team in the comment section. Both your sides in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video. Go and check out Redmen TV Academy. Jack and the lads are doing a fantastic job over there. Give them a subscribe while you're here. Like the video, and we'll see you next time.
I mean, we're going tomorrow, so we might get a game.
Right, too.